Not a bad day.
It's finally starting to get warm. Birds are chirping. Spring is a-blooming. And it's perfect time to start working on the parts magnet again. Now, if you remember last year, I added in that secondary battery along with all my compressor and everything. But somewhere along the lines, I shoved something in down here and it pulled my ground wire out from the ground clamp down in there. I got some new ground clamps and soldered them in. I think I've got it in nice and tight. It doesn't seem like it wants to move. So, one project fixed. I'll tell you what, let's go over some of the things that I did last year and see how they've withstood the winter. So starting off with the deck lid, as you can see, the color change paint seems to still be working, but I do have a couple problems here. These I believe were rock chips that I fixed, and they're bubbling out, so I don't know if I used the wrong paint underneath of them. Probably did. But I'm gonna have a couple blemishes on the deck lid. I've got a wet sand and re-clear, but that's fine because I wanted to finish my paint job here down. Now here's something that some of you all may not have seen last year because I didn't really include it in any of my videos, so I'll include it in this one. I don't know if you can see it, but I used that plastic bag technique and 2 different types of silver. And yeah, I got some paint sags in it. I'm gonna have to go back and redo some of it, but it does have the color shift on it. There you can kind of see it. I also sprayed the taillight with it. Looks kind of cool in the sunlight. But this is the stripe that I added last year, and I did some work. I shaved the emblem that was here, and I shaved the body line. I believe I'm going to shave the entire body line off at least this side of the car. I like it. It makes it look smooth. But that seemed to hold up pretty good. Now, as far as my wheel and tire combination that I did last year, well, let's take a nice long look at these lug nuts that I bought. Now, these lug nuts are not even a year old. And look at the rust. Now, granted, the car is dirty right now, but look at the rust that is coming from those lug nuts. Not real happy right there. But, oh well. The paint on my wheels, didn't really withstand the winter too well. The white walls didn't withstand the winter too well. And in fact, I think this one, yeah, this one's the one that's torn. Look at this. Yeah, see, look. This one's torn right here. I don't know how it's staying on, but it's still staying on the tire. One day I'm probably going to go down the road and the whole thing just goes flying off, but oh well. Let's go up to the front of the car. That white wall looks a little bit better. Lug nuts, of course, rusting like crazy. The paint on the hood didn't really have any problems so far. I need to finish that this year. My headlights need to be polished again. They're kind of foggy. That wheel was about the same way. And let's get over here to what I had to do 2 to 3 times. I locked my keys in this car 3 times in the past 3 months. And I had to break into it with not the proper equipment. So I've got to figure out something to do here to make that look better. Yeah. So. And some of the pinstripe that I put on the back, car wash blew it off. So I'm gonna have to wet sand a bunch of that and go back in and touch up a bunch of things. But oh well, that's what you get when you drive a car and you don't take care of it during the winter. But oh well, it's still fun. So I'm cleaning up my garage a little bit from last year, and these were, I think, the majority of the cans that I used for paint last year. So let's count these bad boys up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 35 cans of paint. At least 35 cans of Rust-Oleum paint went on that unit last year. Woo! I don't know, I might be better off buying actual automotive paint. Now, speaking of spending a little bit of money, I did a little Facebook marketing and I found these. These are police car interceptor seats. Had to drive, was it 2 hours to get them and 2 hours back, so a 4-hour round trip to pick them up. But I got them for $100. They're in pretty decent shape, not perfect. That headrest got some tears in it. But my plans are to not use the headrests. And I think I need to find somebody to recover these, because I believe these would look really good in that blue that's inside the car, something leather, maybe even a cloth. Don't know. Got to find somebody that want to upholster them. And of course, if those look familiar, that was the subs I put in last year. Now, one of the car shows I went to at the end of the year, I turned my bass up kind of loud, and yeah, I cooked that one. I actually ripped the spider web on the inside of it. So the audio bonds, I've messed up those 2 audio bonds. So note to self, do not run a lot of power to those smaller audio bonds. I still have 2 of them left, but I'm probably going to put the Rockford Fosgates in. I'm planning on doing Rockford Fosgate speakers. I've already bought some component sets. They just came in the mail. So these are the component sets I was talking about. I bought 2 sets. I got a really good deal on them. They ran a sale on an eBay seller, and these are 6 3/4. They're kind of oddball ones. I think they fit Volkswagen, maybe, something like that. But it doesn't seem like they sell really well because they're an odd size. So me, being that I put them in a custom application, I like the bigger size. They had a little bit more excursion on the sub part of it as opposed to some of the other ones. So I went ahead and bought these. I got 2 sets of these sent to my door for $119. Yeah. I also got these. I ordered these in. Now these are the rings, and if you go to order these, make sure you look at the diameters, because there's an inside diameter and a diameter right here. Now, those diameters are different on rings. These are supposedly 6.5s, but they fit a larger subwoofer, as you can say. And these seem to fit it pretty well. There's extra space, and it means there will be more room for the grill. I'll go ahead and put that bad boy on there so you can see it. See, the grill fit in there. Now, the only issue is I started moving these around the car, and I don't know where to put them. So I might be building a console this year, and these may be mounted in my console. I haven't decided yet. I also have these, and I bought these years ago at Crutchfield in one of their clearance sales. And it's a Rockford Fosgate component set that also has coaxials. So I'm thinking about using these in the rear deck lid, and they're heavy. That magnet on it is pretty weighty. So these ought to give me some nice sound, but my plan is to put these in the back package shelf. I also got some 6x9 rings also for my 6x9s, and hopefully I can use these to mold in on the package shelf and then mount my 6x9s back there. While we're on the subject of car audio, I also ordered in a couple new terminals for the battery. I'm putting these up front, so the front battery has a nice set of terminals, and I'll probably replace that battery sometime this year, because that battery's been giving me a little bit of troubles. I will also be installing a larger LCD screen receiver, so I did get a new one of these. That's already in the vehicle right now, but it's not mounted. There's a special way I kind of want to mount it so it kind of sticks out. So I'm going to have to build some stuff. And I also ordered in, I'll get them out of the package, a couple new distribution blocks for the stereo, because I will be adding in a new amp this year. Now, I have no idea what I did with the box, but this is the other Kenwood amp that I was talking about. It's brand new, never been used. And my idea is I want to move the one that's in the trunk onto the inside of the car, because it was really hard for me to tune those subs while being in the back of the car. And I think it might have been part of the problem on why I blew them. But my idea is, hopefully this year, if everything works out fine, is to take out this back seat. I want to put a stereo back here. But if I remove this back seat and just not use it, then I kind of want to get another one of these. This is the package tray I was talking about. I want to shave this piece right here that holds the middle seat belt. I want to put the 6x9s in right here and kind of mold it all with fiberglass. And then I've got a couple other parts that I want to use back here. I'll show you later in the video. But my idea is to kind of put amp right here, and then maybe my other amp right in front of it, something like that. And then come down to subwoofers into a full-length console all the way through the car up to my CD player, if that makes sense. And as you can see, my CD player is just kind of sitting in there canty-wampus right now. I've got the whole dash taken apart. Well, not the whole dash, but all the plastic front pieces. And I'm going to have to cut some of them to get everything to work the way I want it to. But wouldn't this be cool with a full-length console run all the way back here? And then a couple subwoofers. Now, as far as the package shelf, I do have some plans there. At some point in time, I'd like to maybe tint the back window. I was kind of thinking maybe mirror blue, but I don't know. Depends on how I feel when I go to do it. But I'd like to tint this one day. But before I do that, I need to get the package shelf, my third brake light, and my reverse camera all wired up and all working properly. Now, as far as lights and third brake light, I bought two of these. They are LED, they're smoked LED replacements for an H3 Hummer, the third brake light. And I bought them because they looked super bright and they mounted down through the top. So I kind of like the way that would work. I bought 2 of these. My plan is maybe to mount them side by side. Haven't decided yet, but I want to do something cool in the back window with the third brake light. Now, as far as these lights, I bought some LED daytime running lights, and my plan is to maybe wire these up in the back window as reverse lights. My reverse light right now is mounted to my tag, and I think it would be kind of cool to have these in the back window. I definitely went LED crazy, all right? I bought a bunch more of these. These are tag lights that I think maybe fit European cars. They're pretty cheap on eBay. I think they're like $8 a piece, something like that, but they're super bright. They seem to be working well. I bought a couple of them and used them so far. Now, I bought a handful of these, and I'm thinking about wiring these up maybe in the trunk as lighting, because they're supposed to be a courtesy light that's in the trunk, and mine's broken. So I'm thinking about wiring these up around the inside of the trunk, and when I open up the deck lid, you know, be nice and bright so I can see what I'm doing. Plus, it might look cool. I also bought this one, and if you notice, a little bit different. This one's got... Nope, wasn't that one. It was this one. This one's got 3 wires. All right, now that third, and you notice the LEDs are a little bit of a color, because one of these strips is red. And I'm probably going to replace the one that's on the back of my car with this one. I think that brake light would be kind of cool as an extra, you know, hey, I'm braking. So, kind of went LED crazy. Now, I also bought a few more items that are just regular maintenance items. And whenever I get time to bag the front suspension, these are some more parts that I needed. These are rear trailing arms. Some people call them trailing arms. Some people call them something else. In the mini truck community, we kind of think of them as a 4-link. And this is basically the factory 4-link bars. I bought a set of those because mine's, I think the bushings are wearing out in 1 or 2 of them. So I might as well just go ahead and replace all 4 of them. Uh-oh, cop's coming for me. I also got 2 upper A arms for the front suspension when I do that. And this is something like, what, 8-9 piece kit for the steering. It's the outer tie rod ends, the inner tie rod ends, the bars that go in between them. So this is just more to the collection. And hopefully sometime this year I get a good week off that I can rip the entire front suspension off of this car and put all the brand new parts on, and then go ahead and wire up the bags and get all the hoses and all that fancy stuff hooked up. Because I kind of want to get the front end bagged this year. I'm still kind of stuck on the shocks. On the Panther platform on Facebook, there was somebody that had a bagged one of these. It was around the same year, and they used S10 shocks on the front after they were relocated. That's not a bad idea, but the S10 shocks are built kind of like these. They have that flange on the bottom of them. Now, I'm just kind of thinking, did he get rear shocks or did he get front shocks? I don't think he did the drop. I think somebody else did it for him, and I'd like to talk to the person that did it, but oh well. And if anybody's done shocks on the front of these, relocated the shocks when they airbagged them, let me know. This is a 2000, which is different than the newer ones. 2003 have that cradle that unbolts. That's completely different front suspension. There's all kinds of kits to fit the 2003s, but not really a kit that fits this. And with that said, I'm kind of rambling, so I'll go ahead and end this video. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, so if you watch my videos and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It helps me out. Yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. hold my beer for a minute. I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning. Oh, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back. Moving on till I get